Hello, and in today's video we are doing a Premier League or Fantasy Premier League Match Day 1, Game Week 1 review and, of course, a little juicy preview for Match Day 2. So it's all in one. It's an absolutely bumper video, so smash a like on it, comment your thoughts going into this Game Week 2, and let's get into it. So bear with me, people, as I just bring up a bit of live FPL, that lovely little website we all use to check our ranks, because I have got my team and I might just have to go to another part of the thing to do that, actually. So bear with. Actually, what I will do, I'll just do it on another device because I don't want you to see my FPL ID. That would be very silly of me. So instead, what we will do is go onto that on another website, but we will just get up our team for you people, and then we will be ready to go with our Game Week 1 review and Game Week 2 preview. This is locking in the transfers. So let me just get this up for you people, and yeah, like I said, we'll be good to go then. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through how we got on in our fantasy team, but also look at how we got on so far in our draft teams. At the time of recording, because I've had to do this early because I won't be having Wi-Fi, the Spurs game is yet to kick off. So basically, if you're thinking, well, where's your rank? Like, that's still yet to be confirmed, but I'm just reviewing how it went in terms of the results. And yeah, the point tally is going to stay the same because I've not got any players from that Spurs game. But yeah, basically, let me just get into live FPL and then we will be good to go. Yeah, so okay, yeah, got it. That's fine. Just found it. Once, yeah. One. Okay, got it. Apologies for the delay, people, but we are into live FPL now. So let me talk about to you, and I know that I said I'm not going to tell you my rank, but I might as well do it to start off the video. This is only speculation. Obviously, live FPL is great because it provides what it's kind of projected, but it doesn't always include the massive overall picture, and it might be post auto subs or pre auto subs. And what I've got given to me right now in terms of my rank is currently pre auto subs. We've also got post auto subs, so it's around about this number. It's not exact. And basically, on Monday, of the time of recording, I won't be updating it on my social medias what my final rank was, unfortunately, for Game Week 1, because I'm just not going to have the time. It's not going to update till Monday morning. So basically, I'll tell you what my predicted rank is after Game Week 1, and then I guess when I do my review of Week 2 and my preview for Week 3, then that's when we'll kind of basically go over what our final rank was for Game Week 1. But what it's looking at the minute is a very good total. So let me just take you through the stages of what happened. So to start off with, we went into the first day of the action, Brentford v Arsenal. We had a pretty good first game in the fact that we got in the side of the top million, but it was pretty bad. But anyway, we got an overall rank of 977,000 and then 236. So, you know, we're inside the top million, but we got a blank from Ivan Toney, so that was not great. Then we go into Saturday, and we have an amazing Saturday of football, a feast of points all around my team, which we'll get into. And then, lovely stuff, we get up that rank to a really good overall rank. And that, my friends, went all the way up. You won't believe this, but it did, genuinely. Not even just above, say, I don't know, 500k, but above 100k. That's right, we got up to 55,024. That is unbelievable, Jeff. I know it's early days, but that is great progress. So you're thinking by now, we got ourselves a pretty good score in Game Week 1. Now, obviously, it's early days, but we want to keep this momentum going. And I'll admit, my team is very template, but right now it's working. and I'll get some more differentials later on, but the small differentials that I did go with really did help me with my rank. So yeah, that was a really good rank going into Sunday's games. And then Sunday we only had one player playing, so we thought, alright, let's just take a slight little gain and see what we can do. And yeah, obviously it's going to drop from Saturday because, to be fair, there was only 2 matches anyway, and I had only one player from that match. But I was still hoping, by some miracle, that I'd be able to stay inside that top 100k, because we said at the start of the season, if you haven't already checked it, look at my Instagram, Roberto_the_pro. Our goals for the season for FPL were ambitious, but we said, why not go for top 30k? Off the back of a really confident season, despite not previously getting a below 1 million, we actually were so good last season. We got a much more improved rank of 257,000 or something like that, 267,000, I do believe it was. So, alright, that's a long way off from 30k, but you've got to aim high and then you can kind of adjust your expectations. And I think the way we're making these decisions so far, we're going with the process and it's working, that process. So, yeah, reach for the stars, go for 30k, because if I finish on 30k, that is a really great, record to look back on. But in terms of this season, yeah, it's going so well so far, and we're on track because we're only 30k off where we want to be at the end of the season. I know you're going to say it's only Game Week 1. I know. I'm getting a bit carried away, but it's a good start. It's a very good start, and that means that, roughly speaking, we're on the 60k mark after Game Week 1. So it says that we're currently projected to be, post-auto subs, on a rank of 66,343, but then pre-auto subs is looking at 60,710. So yeah, somewhere in between those two numbers basically. So that is really, really solid. I'm not going to complain at all. And let's get into what went well and what basically didn't go so well this game week. So getting up our team now, Dan Bachmann in goal. Bachmann and Robin is the team name, and 104 points without bonus, so it finished on 107, which I am absolutely loving. It is a very, very amazing thing to get 100 points in the first game week of the season, and we did it. We really did do it well, and I'll admit, as I said, my team is template. I've got a lot of players that everyone else has got, but those players did really well, and then the players that I went with differential, they also delivered. The only man that let us down was, unfortunately, Toney, but he wasn't really a differential at, a crazy number of people having him in their team, 57%. So I thought there's not any, worth not playing him, because if he scores, then I'll be in trouble, but he didn't. But in terms of that goalkeeper, Dan Bachmann was in a bit of a goal fest against Aston Villa, which is a shame, really. But we'll take it because, we're just set and forget goalie. Bachmann and Foster, no messing about. And you know that one of them is always going to play. So, yeah, Bachmann was not ideal, but we'll talk about how goalkeepers aren't that big of a position right now. And, he still did his job. He got the 90 minutes and he made some good performances in the Championship. So I think the save points are yet to come from him. But he's still a decent option at a nice cheap price of 4.5 million. And yeah, alright, it's a shame to see, Watford concede 2 goals late on there. But against Brighton, maybe another chance for clean sheet. So yeah, really good from Bachmann in the respect that I see him good going forward. Obviously, 1 point this week is not really ideal because he, of course, conceded 2 goals, which was a -1 on his tally after playing 90 minutes, which was 2 points. So yeah, he was a bit of differential, Bachmann, and it didn't quite pay off. But we moved to the defence. In Trent Alexander-Arnold, we got a solid pick there. We didn't get the attacking return this week, but who's to say it won't come next week? And he's just so solid. And I went for that Liverpool defensive double up, and it worked like, you wouldn't believe. At the end of the day, you wanted that clean sheet v Norwich, and you got it. So I'm not complaining at all. Trent Alexander-Arnold does what it says on the tin, and, he had a free kick that went wide, but I'm sure he's going to certainly be a really good asset across the season. And of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold is quite template because he's just essential. He's so good. But we'll take that clean sheet. The same with Tsimikas as well. 4 million defender. It just seemed wrong to not have him until Robertson's back in the team. Robertson, I should say. Tsimikas is a bargain. And yeah, the defensive double up really did work. There was that one moment in the Norwich game where I thought Tsimikas would get an attacking return, where he put it in for Jota. And I was like getting so excited, but it didn't quite come. But like I said, all we wanted with that defensive double up this week to start that Liverpool defence was a clean sheet, and we got that. So 12 points across both of them. Very, very happy with that. And very, very happy with Tsimikas, who is actually, strangely, a bit of a template player, but you wouldn't have thought that, obviously, before Robertson had gone and got himself injured. Moving on, though, we've got Luke Shaw, and he's basically the Wally of the week because he didn't get that clean sheet. Obviously, the Leeds game was always going to be attacking, so I guess I should have thought about that. But we don't have Shaw for those clean sheets. We have him for the attacking potential. And to be fair, he did get forward a lot, which is good to see for future games. But, you know, he just didn't have that end product. And he did get himself a yellow card, which is really, really annoying. And obviously the goal from Ayling, we're going to talk about that later, but it took away Shaw's clean sheet and it was a bit of a blow. So to see Shaw get 1 point, Game Week 1, is a bit of a frustration. But, you know, we hold him for the season because he's a very good asset. Just so attacking. And I think he's underpriced at 5.5 million. Just try not to get too many more yellow cards, Luke, because I'm not liking it. So, yeah, not a bad defence. All in all, pretty solid, but obviously Luke Shaw, not ideal. So from 4 defenders, including the goalkeeper, we've got half of them clean sheets, the other half goals conceded and yellow cards. But in terms of midfield, we had an absolute blinder. And let's get into it on the screen here. 1 point for Bachmann, 6 for Trent, 1 for Shaw, 6 for Tsimikas. But look at this, my friends. It is unbelievable. Now, I mentioned before how I think I was on a rank of like 55,000. It says up there 57,199, but that's my overall rank as it stands. It's not updated yet, so just bear with that. And I think it was on a gaming rank the same as the overall rank. So I'm not sure how that's working at the minute, but just go with the flow on that. But the midfield, we really could not have done a lot better than that. Greenwood, what a legend. 8 points, lovely stuff. You know, he was so attacking in that Leeds game, and he was my differential, and it really did pay off. I'm loving that. We wanted the return, we got it, and he was just lively all game. And he's playing up front with no Cavani, no Martial. It was a great shout, and obviously Martial came on at the end, but Greenwood played the full 90, which shows how he's an important player to this Manchester United team. And he's just, you know, so clinical. That finish was so calm and composed, in off the post. Love it. So, yeah, Greenwood's a great asset to have, and with his 8 points, lovely little bonus right at the end there, and getting the goal. So then we got Ismaila Sarr, my guy Ismaila Sarr, and I was so unsure about whether to own Buendia, Smith Rowe, Ismaila Sarr, Rafinha. We basically went through all of them in my draft leading up to the first game week. But then we went with Sarr because we're like, you know, back the Watford lads. I've got faith in these lads, and they delivered. Ismaila Sarr was a constant threat. He tore Matt Targett to pieces, and he was just so rapid. Such a big part of the way we play, as I've said before, and he was fantastic. Got the goal. It did take a deflection, but, you know, it was heading on target. And, of course, you know, technically should have got the assist for the first Dennis goal, but it took a nick off Konza. So I guess you can just about allow it. But 9 points. Loving that from Ismaila Sarr. 2 bonuses. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then Mo Salah, the captain. I'm not going to complain, right? Obviously, you want Fernandes there, but, you know, Salah was the obvious pick. We thought Leeds had kind of tighten up a little bit more in terms of their defence, but we didn't think that they were going to be that bad. Norwich were actually not as bad as Leeds in that respect, but no, Salah was the fancied one. He always starts Game Week 1 strong, and he did do it again. He had a great haul for a captain, but obviously Fernandes with the hat-trick, as I'll go on to talk about. So I'm loving Fernandes. You know, 34 points is what you want to do to start a captaincy. Just a solid return. You know, 1 goal, 2 assists. You cannot complain. And maybe the first assist he really didn't mean, but we don't mind. We'll take them. And clean sheet point as well. 3 bonus points. Thank you very much. To get 17 points is a really, really nice return for Mohamed Salah. And then Fernandes, 20 points. Yeah, okay, it's a shame. But, you know, Fernandes still, at least he's in my team. At least I didn't go without Bruno. And he's very, very lethal. Hat-trick from the Portuguese Magnifico. And yeah, you just can't go against him. He's so good, and both Salah and Bruno so essential. 3 bonus points for him as well. 3 goals. Thank you very much, Bruno Fernandes. And up front, we had very good performances all round, but Ivan Toney unfortunately let the strikers down. Toney obviously getting 2 points, but he nearly got that assist. He was robbed, I think, but it clearly must have taken a touch off Pablo Mari instead. And Danny Ings, 7 points. He does it still despite, not playing well, Villa not playing well. And it was a shame because I wanted Bachmann to kind of win get the penalty save, but also I wanted Ings to score. No, of course I didn't want Ings to score. I'm joking, because obviously I want Watford to win. But yeah, that's a shame that Ings had to put that away. But it's a goal on his debut and a bonus point, which I didn't expect because he was pretty bad all game. But yeah, we'll take the goal for Danny Ings and 7 points. Lovely jubbly. And finally, Michail Antonio, 13 points. It's not updated there, but it's 13 points with 3 bonus points. And this guy, the redemption, the absolute diligence and resilience. He misses a penalty, but yet he goes on to get a goal and 2 assists. Love that from Michail. My guy, I just love him. He's such a legend. He ended last season so well with that goal against West Brom, and he's done it again against leaky Newcastle, and I'm just loving life. So he's my top striker this game week, and my top midfielder, Bruno Fernandes, my top defender, joint between the Liverpool lads. But a bit of bench frustration, and only with one player, so I'm not too fussed about it. And it's because Luke Ayling got his goal, and despite conceding 5 goals, it means he gets the same amount as if he'd keep a clean sheet. So I'm kind of gutted I didn't play Ayling over Shaw, but in hindsight, that would have been a great thing to do, but you're not going to back that. Everyone had Ayling on their bench, if not third on the bench, then second. And yeah, he had no goal threat, and he probably still won't have much goal threat unless we're lucky. So yeah, it was one of those things. Bertrand, I'm glad I didn't start him because I just didn't fancy Leicester to keep a clean sheet. They did do that, but Bertrand unfortunately got COVID, so that's a shame, but it's fine. He should be back fairly soon. And then of course Brownhill didn't start the game, but we don't need him to start because, alright, it would be nice to get those 2 points every week, but he's not going to come in unless we have an injury, so it's fine. And then Foster obviously didn't play. Much people saying that they thought that he would play. You're deluded. It was always going to be Bachmann, and don't you go sell Ben Foster because he's not going to lose rank. I'm sure of it. So yeah, that's my week all in all for game week 1. And now we'll quickly rush into game week 2 because time is of the essence. And obviously, yeah, it's a shame about Foster, a shame about Bachmann. Both didn't play, but I don't want Foster to play because I kind of thought Bachmann would probably do better, to say the least harsh way possible. Bachmann is just so good. And Bertrand, obviously, as that attacking left back, could have attacked at that Wolves team, and you saw Thomas get a bonus point. That could have been Bertrand, but you can't think like that. You've got to just take what comes and think that Bertrand has got some good fixtures coming up when he gets back from that isolation. So yeah, I'm very happy with this game week. I really cannot complain at all, and I'm loving life right now. So let's, people, move into a bit of game week number 2. So let me tell you what my transfers are for game week 2. It is as simple as this. I've got a few options here for this game week. I can either roll the transfer, or I can bring in a replacement for Bertrand, but that would be a little bit sumptuous. Let's just see whether he recovers in time. Or what we could also do is replace Brownhill because he's maybe not completely in favour. But these options are all a little bit unnecessary. They're not massively essential moves to make, but you got to think about this. So all in all, I think that game week 2 is going to be an interesting one. I also think that Iheanacho is an interesting one. Didn't start that game against Wolves. I thought about him to kind of get him ready for that Norwich game, but Antonio is just a better option, as is Danny Ings. He's going to have the confidence against Newcastle at home. So yeah, it's not ideal, but it is what it is, kind of thing. I don't know. I think Calvert-Lewin is one of those players that's really tempting me right now, but is it too knee-jerk to get him in after one game? I think it probably is. They play Leeds, and I probably won't start Ayling in that game, but I just don't know. You kind of got to think about these things. I don't know. It's really tough. I think another Aston Villa attacker could happen, but they just didn't look good against Watford, so I'm not gonna gamble on it really. I kind of thought about Nicolas Pepe, but Arsenal were poor against Brentford, so maybe not. And I also thought about maybe going with Bamford, but it might be too early to jump on that Leeds train. I know they've got a home game, but their fixtures are much better from game weeks 5 to 10. Whereas you look at someone like Man United, who've got great fixtures for the first 4 game weeks. Maybe we back on another Manchester United player, but we've already got the triple up, so actually let's just not do that. But the other thing I was thinking about was for game week 2, bring in Rafinha, because that game against Everton, I can see Rafinha doing well in front of the home fans. So that's a tempting decision to possibly make. The thing is, you've got to remember as well, is I've got 0.5 in the bank, so I can make a little upgrade. I could go from Bertrand to someone else. The thing is also, is Ivan Toney a good FPL asset? Because if he was, then I'd keep him, but we can always upgrade to a 7 million, like a Chris Wood or a Che Adams, who got an assist against Everton. So these things you've kind of all got to consider and all got to think about. But for game week 2, I haven't got many pressing problems right now. Brian and Wermo is one that's really catching my eye, but do I really want 2 Brentford players, this early on in the season? I know they've got Palace, but I don't know. And Wermo's decent, I'll admit, but Bertrand, do we keep him, just kind of wait out that situation? And we probably wouldn't play him against West Ham anyway. We were saving him for that Norwich game. So chances are he'll be back by Norwich. And I thought about the Arsenal-Norwich game coming up in game week 4. Should we get some Arsenal players ready for that? But they just look so poor against Brentford. So I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm very, very considering banking the transfer. And then we've got options for game week 3. But I'm just not one that likes to bank a transfer, because I like to make some important changes. Ismaila Sarr, let's think about this lineup. He's going to start against Brighton for me. Surely he's got to. Bachmann in goal. I think he could have a chance of a clean sheet there, because Brighton going forward, I know they won against Burnley, but they're not the best attacking team. Tsimikas, alright. Burnley at home, he should be playing ahead of Robertson. Shaw against his former team, but Southampton, alright, they could score in that game, but Shaw's got attacking potential, as we said. Trent, you've got to stay him in against Burnley. And Salah as well could be the captain, but Fernandes is what I'm thinking right now. Greenwood, I'm going to still back with him. Sarr, I'm happy with him. Toney, alright, I can see him scoring against Palace maybe. And Danny Ings and Antonio are both really good. So the team looks really comfortable right now for game week number 2. And I'm very tempted to roll the transfer, but I'm very cautious that right now I've got 0.5 in the bank. So if I'm thinking about game week 3, and I'm looking at the game week 3 fixtures, I'm going to want to have a Norwich-Leicester player in that game. Obviously a Leicester player in there. Bertrand, I've currently already got a Leicester player, so that's not the end of the world. And I'm probably going to want a player from that Burnley-Leeds game. So I've got Ayling for that fixture, but I might want an attacker from that game. And you've got to remember, Everton is not the worst fixture when Leeds are at home. So I'm thinking about a Leeds attacker in that game. But I'm also considering having Callum Wilson. Off the back of that West Ham game, he looked really, really good. But that would mean I'd have to sell Antonio, because I've only got 0.5 in the bank. And against Villa, is that a really difficult fixture for Newcastle? Well, I worry that without the home support, Newcastle might not be as good in that game. Villa will probably be stronger. So, for that reason, I'm going to get a Leeds attacker in. But also, I thought about a Man City attacker as being quite high on my priorities. But I just don't know with the Pep Roulette. So, right now, I'm thinking a Man City attacker or someone like a Rafinha or a Bamford. But that would mean I'd have to get rid of Antonio to go up to Bamford. And am I really willing to do that? And that would, of course, be 2 transfers. So I don't really want to take a hit for game week 2. I think you've got to minimise hits where possible. And Antonio just did really, really well. So why sell him? That's what I'm thinking right now. So right now, I think the front 3 doesn't need changing, because Toney played well enough against Arsenal to convince me to keep him. I could even get 7 million, like I said, Che Adams. But the fixture against Man United and then the fixture for Chris Wood against Liverpool, I'm not fancying. So for that reason, I think if we're going to bring anyone in, it's going to be a midfielder. And we've got that money to spend. So we're very flexible here, but we can go from Greenwood to Grealish for that Norwich game. But I just feel like, why sell Greenwood when he's done so well in that match against Leeds? It's just a really difficult conundrum. And Ismaila Sarr as well. He's just had a really good game. So why sell players that are in form? I know you can say, you get the better fixture, but why bother if they're doing well? So this is the kind of conundrum that I've got at the minute. I've got a lot of selection headaches. But the players that I've got right now are in form. You know, they've got good fixtures. It just seems a little bit of a waste to sell them right now. So I'm genuinely going to probably bank the transfer. I hate to do it because it just doesn't fill me with confidence, but I'm going to do it. I'm not going to make any transfers. So this is my selection then. I think, should we go Ayling first sub? I mean, Brownhill's not going to do anything against Liverpool unless something goes crazy, but Bertrand might not be fit for West Ham, and plus, even if he was, I wouldn't back him for a clean sheet. So he's last on my bench. I mean, he might recover in time. I don't know. He's got 75% chance of playing, but thing is, if he's got COVID, he's going to want a few, like one game to maybe settle back in, and then he'll play against Norwich. So let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it at that, people, and let's captain Bruno. I think Bruno does often play better in the away games. I know that he had a really good game against Leeds, but that's where you got to back him. And I've also seen Salah's overall record against Burnley is not great. The thing that is kind of swifting me to one side is the Burnley game, because of the fact it's at Anfield and he'll have that kind of crowd behind him. But I'm just going to go and back Bruno because, you know, it's Bruno, man. He's on pens just as Salah is, but Southampton looked really leaky against Everton. And I think, you know, we're selling Vestergaard. That's going to really hurt their team. So I hope I'm right. But that is my team locked in for game week number 2. Bachmann against Brighton. Tsimikas, let's hope for some attacking contribution. Luke Shaw against his former team. Trent needs to have a good week. As does, obviously, Ivan Toney. And let's hope for something for Antonio in that big top 6 clash with Leicester. But thanks for watching. I know this has been a bit of a weird one because, you know, there's not been much talk about actual transfers for next week. But I have to do captaincy, I guess. And I also will talk to you about my draft in terms of how I finished for match week 1. And as I said, it's not completely confirmed, but this is what it looks like right now. And we have finished on a total score of 45. But Ruben Diaz is still playing. So let's say that's probably going to be, you know, if Diaz gets 2 minutes played, then it's probably going to be something like, I don't know, say 47, you know, something like that. If he gets a clean sheet, I don't know, but it's not bad. We had Wan-Bissaka do nothing, shame. Mendy got a clean sheet, love that. Love the Cresswell goal, that is what you love to see. And Ben Rama as well, doing bits for us. Sema as well, a bit of a shame, yellow card. Tielemans did nothing, but he came close. Richarlison, my guy, what an absolute legend. A goal and an assist and 3 bonus points. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that for the first week. Then my next team, make way for the king. We actually did quite well here, you know, considering it was a bit of a differential team. We had Vardy and Wilson up top, and Pepe let us down, but Jota and Pulisic, legends, absolute legends. Pulisic always scores against Palace. I'll admit I regret having Van Dijk 7 points on the bench, but I fancied that Arsenal clean sheet, and I don't know why I did, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. Xisco Disco, this is a decent one, and I'm going to be in a head-to-head league this week. So basically, I need to beat whoever I'm playing this week, and I think they're currently on like 35 points. So hopefully, the job is done for week number 1. Schmeichel, what an absolute beast. 2 bonus points, so many saves, and a clean sheet. Cresswell, again, I mentioned before. Ismaila Sarr as well. That's pretty solid stuff. And then the next team we are just going to quickly show you is Watford FC, the team for me. This is, of course, in a league that I really appreciate, the FPL creator Ray Qureshi. If you don't already follow him on Twitter, he's got great stuff. Ricardo Pereira, what a beast, 12 points. I just had a feeling, and it really did pay off. Van Dijk, 7 points. At least we got his points somehow. And then Troy Deeney obviously didn't play in most of the game. But notice in the middle there, Veltman not playing, which means Cucho comes in. You love to see it. Cucho Hernandez, what a beast. Now, unfortunately, Fornals with his assist does not come in because Matt Targett was sitting on the bench for the second half of the game, but not the first half because Sarr basically roasted him. And although he actually did play, he conceded 2 and only played 45 minutes. So, yeah, not great really in terms of scores. But we move on to the final team. And this one, we actually had a pretty solid week. And I'll tell you why. We backed Emmanuel Denise. What a great decision. 12 points from him. So Maximan assist, we'll take that. And maybe a cheeky bonus point in there too. Bailey on the bench getting an assist. Alright, it's not ideal, but you know, we'll take it. It's a solid week. And how are we doing in terms of the FPL Juices League? Let's have a look. Oh dear, it's not great. It's a 5th out of 7, but it might still update and we could get at least 4th or 3rd. So thanks for watching this video. I know it's been a long one, but it's having to cover a few things really, and it's been great fun doing this one with you. So yeah, smash a like on it. Get your thoughts down below on game week number 2, and I shall see you in the next one. I can't actually believe that I'm banking a transfer. I hope I don't really regret that, but you know, just forget it. All right. Okay, bye.